Hello and welcome to TechBytes.io. In this episode, we're going to review the while loop in Python. As with most imperative languages, loops are one of the main categories of program control flow, along with branches and function calls. So, let's start our review of the while loop. Alright, so let's talk about our while loops. So why would we use a while statement? Well, a while statement rolls over a block of code continuously until it reaches a condition of true or false. So for some good examples of when you would use one would be maybe a thermometer, a timer, or a counter. You could imagine you're trying to reach a certain goal. You're trying to get to a true or a false statement. A while statement consists of the keyword while, a condition that evaluates to true or false, and then an indented block of code that we call the while clause. For example, here in this shooting hoops example, you can see we're starting out with the variable assigning the value of 0 to it, but that follows with a while loop with while the shot is less than 10. The indented portion underneath there is your while clause. How does this work? Well, the keyword while causes the code to be executed through the statement over and over again until the condition is evaluated to true or false. So, breaking down our shooting hoops example that we had looked at, we're going to start with our variable called shot, which is assigned the value of 0. So we have not taken a shot yet. And then you can see while the shot is less than 10. So this is our number of shots. So while the shot is less than 10, so as long as our number, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc., is less than 10, this loop will execute. And this is the loop which will occur. It will print, ready, take your shot, and it will also add your shots. It'll increment or it'll add an additional shot each time it runs through the loop. So our shot that was equal to 0 will then become, the first time through the loop will then become 1 because it'll be shot plus 1, which will be 0 plus 1. And then we'll also print out that number for us as well so that we can see that. So why don't we go ahead and see that in action. Alright, so open up your text editor and we will go ahead and review that while loop that we just talked about. So let's start with our variable. Let's assign our variable 0. So we have a shot equal to 0. And then we're going to add in our while loop. So we're going to while shot is less than 10. We're going to have it be 10 shots. And we will print take your shot. All right, take your shot. And then we are going to add 1 to our shot. So we are taking our variable up here, which was a shot equal to 0, and we're taking that shot, we're now assigning it shot plus 1. So we're taking 0 plus 1. So when it runs through this loop, it'll be 0 plus 1. Then when it goes through again, it'll be 1 plus 1, then 2 plus 1, then 3 plus 1, right? And to see that, we're going to print out this, print out the number as well. So we'll print the string of shot. We have print string shot. So we're turning this integer that we're iterating over and that we're adding 1 to each time. And we're going to turn that into a string, and we're going to print that out. So let's save this, and well, let's do one more thing here. After the while loop has fully executed, has gone all the way through and hit the number 10, let's print another statement here, because this is going to be a little quick text editor, command line script or command line program. We're going to call up our next shooter. So the coach is going to call next shooter in order to for the next person to come up and take their shot. So you've got 10 shots to take. So let's go ahead and go to the command line. Okay, so inside your command line, you're going to want to be in the same folder as your file in order to run your file. So you can see I'm here in the basics folder that I've created, and in here I have the while.py file that we were just working on. So in order to run this, I'm going to go write Python while.py, hit enter, and there you can see it running through the while loop. So take shot 1, take a shot 2, so you can see it's printing out just as we had said, and then it's incrementing and adding on 1 to each time it makes its way through the while loop until it hits 10, where then it breaks free of that while loop and prints next shooter. So it's calling on to the next, taking its next step. Alright, so before we end, I just wanted to show one more thing here. So instead of writing out this giant shot equals shot plus 1, you can do it in more of a shorthand method if you were to do shot plus equals 1 and get the same result. So it's still saying shot, and you're still adding 1 each time it moves through. You're just saving yourself at least 4 letters by taking out the shot, having to rewrite shot. So just to show you that that still works, let's go ahead and take a look at that in the command line. We'll just run it through there. Alright, so we can see that's where it was before, and now that we have also saved our file and we changed our shot from shot equals shot plus 1 to shot plus equals 1, we're going to run this one more time, and you can see you get the same thing. So take your shot, and it increments over and counts up to 10, and then it breaks free of the while loop and moves on to the next command, which was to print next shooter. So thanks for joining me to review the Python while loop. See you next time on TechBytes.io.